topic for today is moving beyond vanity. How do you measure the impact of PR with meaningful data? And why are we even discussing this today? There are two reasons. I think PR and measurement is a paradox in itself, right? It's been the bane of marketeers for a number of years now. And I have myself discussed this in multiple forums. Very few solutions have come out. But now I feel the time has come with new tools coming in, with digitization coming in. The time has come to discuss it once again, discuss it from scratch and find some solutions. Also, I feel PR is now getting integrated more and more as a strategic arm within organizations and within marketing teams, no longer looked upon as a silo function, as something to cater to the CEO's needs. So, the paradox that a marketeer faces, that is number one. Number two, the strategic intent that PR brings to any organization today. With these two reasons, I think we are having this discussion. Important topic, and we have a power-packed panel. So time is short. Let me just deep dive into the questions straight away. So Rajneesh, first I'd like to ask you, we're talking about vanity metrics, and they have been there for historical years. So what actually are these vanity metrics? Different metrics vary according to different brands and different organizations, right? So why are we discussing this today? Why we want to move beyond those metrics? And what are the different kinds of metrics in different situations?
Sure. So first of all, let us understand what is vanity, right? So anything that makes you feel good is vanity. And anything makes you proud about yourself. So there's a concept in psychology, it's called IQ effect. Anything that you make yourself, you have a tendency to like it. So just because I did the campaign, any numbers that are coming are great numbers. And that's the problem with every marketer or PR person or whatever you're doing. So then the question is, I went to a doctor and I said, okay, age is more, sugar, this, that, what should I avoid? What are the good food? What kind of food I should eat? Healthy food. So he said, जो भी तुम्हें अच्छा नहीं लगता है वो तुम्हारे लिए beneficial है. Very simple definition. So any number that you see, right, on the board, first question you should ask that, so what, right? Reach is 5 million, so what? Likes are 50,000, so what? Comments are 100, so what? Right? So anything when you ask a question, so what, and you don't get an answer, right, that you want to get, that is a vanity metric. Very simple definition. Whether it's your reach, whether it's your likes, comments, this, that, and the other. Now, everything is not a vanity metric. Somebody will say, impressions, obviously you're buying the impressions. But reach, is it a vanity metric? No. For example, I work for ITGL 16 years. Ashirwad is a brand everybody knows because everybody eats Ashirwad atta in India, right? So if you are doing a campaign for Ashirwad Swasti Ghee or milk or any of the brand extensions, you are actually going for the reach. There is no, there is no way that you want to measure likes and comments. Brand love, you already know there's brand love, right? They're eating the brand for the last 20 years, 15 years, right? Now you want to see that how many people I can reach, how much is my organic reach, and within that, what is the cost per reach? So reach in that case, in that context, is not a bad vanity metrics. I don't know how much time we have. I can go on and on because the subject very, very close to my heart. I run two more businesses and I know and go to, because whether it's ITC's money, which is always, I thought it was my money, or now it is my own money. When you're spending, you want to know what are the objective. If you cannot link your spends and the results back to the business outcome, then it is a vanity metric, you should not do it.
Absolutely. So you really explained it very well in layman's terms, in a psychologist's term. And you ended, and I'd just like to quickly expand on it. from a marketing parlance and why we are discussing today, a vanity matrix is simply, something that cannot be attributed to business outcomes, to the bottom line of organizations, to business objectives, right? You may be doing wonderful work and you may know it in your heart, the organization knows it, but where's the data? So that's what I said, this is a great marketeer's paradox, right? It has been the bane of many marketing organizations. It has, personally, for almost 3 decades now, I have been handling PR in it's been part of a marketing portfolio. So while you are able to assess and showcase the impact of other components of marketing, PR always has been a gray area. And today we have reached a stage, just to expand on what you are saying, things historically that we used to measure PR like ACE, advertising cost equivalent, and AVE, advertising value equivalent. Even CEOs and top management and board members today are saying, don't even talk to us about it, right? Come back with better metrics. So I think that's what you were trying to say. Now when you talk about PR in today's world, technology and AI have really taken over many elements of marketing, and PR is not an exception. We are really looking forward to what AI and new technologies can do to PR, and it can, as I said in the very beginning, get us some solutions where we can showcase the impact. So I'll come to Trupti now. So when you look at integrating AI into your communications portfolio or your communications, your communication campaigns, I'm sure there will be certain challenges. I know many, right? So what are those challenges? Can you elaborate? And if you can also give some examples how you can address them.
Okay, so AI has definitely transformed our lives, and so has it in terms of communication. But many benefits, yes, but some of the challenges or concerns that we've faced is, ChatGPT would throw you, content in seconds. But what it lacks is, personality. When I say personality, you create content for your brand, for your spokespeople, I work for an auto engineering company, and we have about 5 to 6 spokespeople. And everybody has a different way of addressing issues, talking, some use words which, a ChatGPT wouldn't know or, would recommend. So that's what I feel, it's the lack of authenticity or personality that doesn't come out when you use AI. Another thing that's a challenge is, accuracy or, how updated or, outdated information AI is throwing at you. We being in-house communication professionals, we know what happens within the company probably a minute before or a day before, but we are not sure if ChatGPT is updated. So, this could be a PR nightmare if you go with wrong information or, you're sending out outdated information. Also, privacy is another big issue. I work for a listed company, but it's irrespective of that. Every company, privacy is very, very important. So we don't know where that data is going, who sees it. So that's another big challenge. So what we are trying to do is, our team members, our agencies, we do, have workshops where we tell them how to use, AI tools like ChatGPT, for probably to complement what you're doing rather than it telling you what you need to do. We consider it to be a thought starter more than, just following what it's saying. So, and bring in, a personalized thing to anything that they are throwing at you. So these are some of the challenges that I see currently.
So great points there. Trupti, you talked about data privacy and security. Something that I always evangelize and tell people from the industry that, this has become such a white elephant today that please involve your legal teams and always put in a process in place in your organization where you can have a central repository and very few people managing the data. Because rules and regulations are coming up fast. I believe last month there was a law that was passed on data privacy. So that is one thing that I think it has to be not just marketing, it has to be legal and IT teams that have to work very closely with marketing on this. The second thing what Trupti brought about was, about wrong info and, technology has its own constraints. So just like to highlight there that AI algorithm is totally dependent on the training data, right? That is a big constraint. The quality of training data will either develop a bias. If it is a wrong data, then the algorithm can develop an inherent bias. If it is a poor quality data, then be rest assured that the output will be poor. So these are a couple of things that I would just like to add upon what Trupti was saying. And the final thing, I think also from an organization perspective, AI can disrupt established work processes and workflows. So how does marketing and PR teams take the lead in sensitizing the internal workforce to use this technology over and above what they have been comfortable with throughout their working life will also be critical. So these were a few add-ons. Now, when we are talking about AI, let me just, we'll focus a bit on AI because this is the thing that changes every day. So as technologies evolve, Shagun, and we just keep looking at trends because that's the only indicator of where we are going, because we are not sure where we'll end up, right? So what are the future trends that do you foresee that AI will bring in the field of corporate communications? And anything that your organization is already, how it is preparing for these changes?
Firstly, I would like to say that PR has evolved from corporate communication to integrated communication. It has evolved from organic traditional boutique PR to digital PR nowadays. So, like you said, that AI will transform, yeah, AI will change the whole landscape of corporate communication. But what I believe is that it can only transform the way you operate. It will never be able to replace you. So for that, if you are integrating any new technology, if you are, let's suppose, like you said that you need to maintain internal communication as well. So we are like a team of 50 plus people having pan-India presence. Some people are working in Bangalore, some are working in Delhi, some are operating from Mumbai, and so on, so and so. So sometimes it's important, it becomes important to kind of, manage that internal communication effectively just in order to drive results as well. You can only drive results, you can only, like let's suppose, like if I have clients from different industries, from different segments, I will only be able to cater to them if my employees are efficient enough. If my employees understand how that technology works or how that technology functions. So before catering to those different sectors, it's important for me to firstly maintain my internal communication effectively with my team members, right? So if I am leading a team of 5 to 10 people, it's important for me to communicate with them first, to train them first, to tell them how are they supposed to use ChatGPT, because it's only for the prompts, right? You can only use the technology in a better way if you understand how it operates, right? Otherwise, you'll end up, misleading, or you'll end up sharing misinformation. So, what kind of business we deal in, what kind of business we are operating as of now. We are a digital PR agency, as I told you. So there is earned media and there is owned media, right? So we have tie-up with 200 plus different media publications, and it becomes very difficult for us because you have to maintain that flow of information with the publications, with the clients. You need to be adaptive with the technology as well. So maybe there is ChatGPT right now. After 1 or 2 months, there come a competitive platform just like ChatGPT. Then you need to be adaptive to that as well, because you never know. Your client comes and say, okay, I don't want to use this. I want to go for it. But if you don't know how to do that, you will not be able to tell your clients as well. And also talking about the crisis communication, just like you said. So sometimes we also face this issue because technology is evolving so at such a rapid, it becomes difficult for us also sometimes, right? If I also need to learn it, I also need to tell my teammates, then interact with the clients as well. So it's like it's difficult, but it will never be able to replace because you need that human touch. You need that human connection. It legit took me 3 years to build connections with people, and I don't think any AI can do that. So it can obviously transform, but it can never replace.
Thanks, Shagun.
No. So, I mean, I am totally of a different view. First of all, when we say AI, most people do not understand what is AI. Okay. Since I run one of my companies, an AI company, so I have some credentials to talk about it. There is artificial narrow intelligence, there is artificial general intelligence, and there's artificial super intelligence. So if our IQ is artificial narrow intelligence is what we use in our car to play different songs and this and that, which is narrow intelligence, can do only one task and no other task. General intelligence mimics human intelligence, right? Now, and it is, let's say IQ of, generally our IQ is 120, 125, 130. Einstein was at 180. And you see, he could imagine special and relativity and theory of relativity and all that. None of us could even think about it. Most people in this room can't even explain if I give the book to them. It is so abstruse and difficult. That is 180, right? You know how much is artificial superintelligence? 10,000 IQ. It can create universes. So it is not that our jobs are at stake, our lives are at stake. So let's be very, very clear about it, right? There was an interview that Sam Altman, who's the CEO of OpenAI, and ABC journalists were interviewing him, and she asked him that, what if this goes south and something goes wrong? What is it that you have? He said, I'll pull the plug. That is the answer the CEO of the world's largest AI company has, that I'll pull the plug. Before you pull the plug, it would have already connected the entire building with itself, right? When we say gods, Shiva, that's artificial superintelligence, right? So please understand artificial before you think that my job will not go. It can't connect, it can do things, it can create universes and destroy it. It can create elements 10,000 IQ. So that is.
Thanks, Rajneesh, for providing this different perspective. You have raised a matter of great debate. I would love to take you on, but I don't want to digress.
That's why Elon Musk pulled out of AI.
Yeah.
And he was the first one to invest in OpenAI. He said, I will not invest because we don't know where this technology will go. And then Satya Nadella came in and Microsoft invested in OpenAI.
It was not Elon, it was 30 CEOs of the Silicon Valley that pulled out. But that's a different debate. But you brought up some important points there. In fact, yesterday only OpenAI has gone on record to say that they want to do their AI chip of manufacture their own, which can be transformational. So we can keep on discussing. Every TV channel is discussing what you're saying just now. But coming back to what Shagun was saying, I just wanted to quickly recap. Very important points, very qualitative points. But, my experience as far as tech and AI and communications overall is concerned, which also includes PR and Marcom and other things. There are some, some very clear and, trends that are emerging. One is the fast emergence of chatbots, right? It is really going big now, right? right? By today, 40% of the big organizations are using. Tomorrow, by 2025, it is said 80% of the organizations will use it. Simply because it's 24/7 and there is huge trust because people are getting answers right from the company's platform. So it is getting very big. Bluebot, the chatbot of this Dutch Airlines, it is actually having 1.7 million messages from 500,000 customers today. So that's how big it is getting. Second, I feel just to add on to what was saying was rise of voice assistants, right? Everybody knows about Alexa and Siri. I'm not going to talk about it. But see the simple maths about it. You know, you take around 42 words you write in a minute approximately, right? And you speak 160 words in a minute. So see the clear productivity is 4 times, right? That is the reason why the Google search, 1/3 of the Google search today is voice search, right? So voice is coming up in a big way and it's going to affect marketing and PR. Web3 is another trend that is coming up, extremely exciting, which is going to change marketing and PR altogether. And then virtual reality is coming up in a big way. One of the reasons is the cost effectiveness. If you see a Google Cardboard headset, you'll get it for $15 today. Plus your smartphone will have a lot of free VR apps, right? So these are 4 trends just to add on to what Shagun is saying, I think which are getting bigger by the day and which will get even bigger in times to come. Now, coming back to Rajneesh, because vanity seems to be a favorite topic, just to come back to the original topic and ask you, when you talk about vanity metrics, there are 2 elements. If you talk about lead generation, it's very easy, right? What is a qualified lead and conversions, and there's no rocket science about the metrics. But when you talk about brand marketing, then what are those vanity metrics that any marketer can look at and sell in his own organization?
That's a great question. Actually, see, anything that you can tie back to the ROI or ROS as you might want to tie back, it's still easy. So if you're doing a performance campaign, a lead gen campaign, and you can say, okay, this is my return on ad spend or ROI, still measure. But what about a brand campaign, right? So still there is no real and good tool to actually, tell you what is the brand left, what is the brand recall. You still go to for surveys. There's nothing like, if you can't interview 1 million people, so how do you do it? So since I built a command center for ITC and we had a tool called NetBase, right? So NetBase is a social listening tool, very, very specialized. And what they do beautifully, again with the NLP and AI and all that, is that, and we never studied the brand. Because when you're saying brand, then you're talking about the conversations specific to the brand. We always study the space. So what is the share of voice that you have? So if there's 100,000 conversations happening around chocolate, how many of them are around family? So that is your share of voice. So those kind of metrics. Now, once you say share of voice, then, okay, what is the passion intensity? If they are talking about Pebble, what is the passion? It is good, better, or best? It's worse or very, very worse. So negative or positive passion intensity. Or you are talking about net promoter score. So are they promoting net your brand, right? So these kind of things you can measure, and then you can come to a point that whether my campaigns are generating enough conversations, enough buzz, and people are talking about my brand again in a positive way or a negative way. One of the things that is on the table, and nobody actually looks at it, which we started again in ITC, and now after quitting, I'm selling to a lot of other companies. It's actually a NLP, ML, and AI based solution. So if they didn't like, what they did like. If they liked my product, let's say ghee again, so what did they like? They like the smell, the aroma, the granularity, whatever it is. This is what they like? Or in GRB, what did they like? Or in Patanjali, what did they like? So what is happening in this space? So if you take ghee as a space on online and see all the comments on Flipkart and Amazon and wherever those comments and reviews and ratings are available. So let's say there are 20,000 comments, reviews. That's the most authentic source of data that you can have. Now, it's a room full of marketeers, although half the room is empty. I will ask anybody who does reviews and ratings as a mechanism. I will tell you, if you can name one company that you know who does reviews and ratings and give you a complete word cloud, passion intensity, net promoter score, the complete thing, right? We had more than 500,000 reviews and ratings of ITC Foods products, right? Nobody even thinks about it. Why? It's very tough. It's very tough. You have to first of all crawl the data. You have to get all the data, crawl it first. Then you have to do the natural language processing, then machine learning, then the AI, and then the visualization. So first of all, it's very difficult to imagine for a marketer to do it. Secondly, to find the right technology person to do it. But I don't think anybody will debate. That's the most important source of data. We have changed our campaigns, we have tweaked our product offerings, we have changed our packaging based on what is it happening in the reviews. So this is one of the very simple and I think important and powerful applications of AI in marketing because you can mine the data of reviews. And you can do it on social also, but that's what NetBase is doing. But I'm saying this is the most important thing because now somebody who's buying your product or your competitor's product, they are talking about it in real time. And that's what you're mining and then you're saying, okay, if people are valuing aroma more, I should talk about aroma more in my next communication. If people are talking about granularity more, I should make my product more granular so that people like it. If people like this kind of packaging, I should offer this kind of packaging. Or if my packaging is breaking the biscuits inside, I should do something about it. Otherwise, the biscuits will keep breaking and I'll keep getting more sales. So this is very, very real data. I don't think anybody's mining it.
Thank you, Rajneesh. You brought up some important points. Social listening is absolutely important, I feel. You brought up the point of what in marketing parlance we call as voice of the consumer. So we tell our people, listen, if the consumer is saying something and you don't agree to it, better go home, sleep over it, and come back tomorrow and agree to it. Because typically what Kotler said is still applicable today, that consumer is the king. Perhaps he's reached slightly above level than that. Obsession with the consumer is the new normal today. That's what I think you are alluding to. Thirdly, you talked about NLP. And I forgot to mention when I was talking about voice assistants, NLP is, the rise of voice assistants is actually directly linked to the advances that we have made in our natural language processing, because it has got so advanced today that our voice assistants can pick up clues which are more and more error-free. And that's why people are using them more and more. And just to qualify a bit, when you talk about vanity metrics, there are two types that I think Rajneesh was alluding to. One is, the brand awareness part, where I think the search volume for brand-related keywords is one common weapon that most of the agencies use, where they have nothing else to show to the clients. This is the easiest way to show increase in brand awareness. And the second thing is, if you want to show, if you don't have too many tools or data points, then social media comes in handy to show engagement, where you will always have likes, shares, and comments to total up and say, listen, these many people are engaging, and you can extrapolate it to that level. So these are a couple of things I just thought I'll add on to what you are saying. Now, coming back to Rajneesh's favorite topic of AI, Just we're talking too much about PR and impact measurement. So, Trupti, let me just ask you straightforward, a very simple question. What is the role of AI today and perhaps in the future in PR impact measurement?
Okay, earlier when I spoke, it was all about content creation and how AI was still a little bit of an issue there. But in terms of measuring impact, AI definitely helps. I mean, it's much more accurate, effective, and real time. I belong to a time when, we made all reports manually, and our executives used to take days and days to create, PR reports for clients. But now it's just, a click away. In fact, you don't even have to do a Google search. We have AI tools which send you WhatsApp messages of that coverage or, a clip that's come online. So AI definitely is a very, very helpful tool in terms of measuring impact and showing it. I mean, what worth you're adding using PR to your brand or your organization. Also, what I feel is in terms of measurement, you can also customize it, right from sentiment analysis to, whether it's a blog, it's come in regional newspaper or, it's a mainline story, everything. We also define certain KPIs before getting into any campaign. So, you are able to measure impact accordingly. So AI, I mean, PR professionals, when I talk about, or communication professionals, measuring with AI, yes, but overall, I believe communication industry, I mean, it's all about relationships. I mean, we as communicators have built that, with our clients, with the organization, with media, and I don't think that can be replaced by AI anytime. So, yeah.
Thank you, Trupti. Very good point. Sentiment analysis is absolutely important, something that you cannot do manually or without the help of technology. And it can actually, under 3 categories show where the sentiment or the opinion of your target audience lies. And then your strategy can address it accordingly, right? I also feel when you talk about what AI can do for PR, there are just 3 buckets I see. One is the media landscape, second is the content landscape, and the third is the target audience landscape. If you address all the 3, I think you are ticking off all the key buckets. And I don't think so there is any rocket science. Like the pandemic has happened and the media landscape has totally changed, right? And it is very difficult for any data analyst or anybody to understand what's happening to which media house, which circulation is going down, which readership is going up, what is where are the habits of the readers going, where are they consuming their readership. All these things are changing so fast that AI will come in a big way, take up with components like data science, ML. It will really slice and dice the data and give a lot of ammunition in the hands of marketeers to make PR a scientific function like it was never before. So that's what I feel. And in the interest of time, I'll quickly go to the last question to Shagun. See, when you talk about PR, we've been talking about it. It's very evident that ROI of many PR activities is not easily, calculable. And so in those activities, right, and this is for PR professionals, they face this stigma within the organizations. How do we showcase the efficacy of the PR efforts inside the organization?
So I think when we are talking about the programmatic PR, so when I say programmatic PR, that means where you can actually measure the results of or the outcome. So you talked about how media landscape has evolved. So now you get this interactive articles where you have these clickbaits, where you can click on their profile, where you click on their profile, then you get to YouTube video where they are giving a bite. So it's like that the dynamics have changed and the media landscape is also evolving. Then coming back to the programmatic PR, like I said that we deal in the digital PR. So we deal more in with the SEO part, with the hyperlink part. We're talking about how the digital campaigns. So now brands, what they usually do is they talk about the results. They don't want coverages. They don't normally want press releases. They talk about, okay, this is one part of it, but I want results. So it's difficult to measure those results sometimes, but yeah, there are some tools in the market that has been launched which actually helps you. And I won't say that AI has evolved to an extent in terms of PR where you actually can map the progress of your proper digital campaign. It can help you. It can obviously, you can target your leads. You can boost your post. You can know, okay, this is the particular area where I'm getting maximum traffic from. But you cannot actually measure the outcome. So there are no, I have not come across any particular artificial intelligence tool, or I would say any particular software that can actually help you measure the outcome. So it's all, I would say it's all fictional. Like he also said, ki AI, we don't understand AI. AI is not just artificial intelligence, it's a lot more than that. And when it comes to PR, people do not have understanding about, people do not even understand what digital PR is. They only understand that, okay, we have this event, we have this press release, just help us disseminate it in different media publication, be it main lines, be it vernacular, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So the PR, the dynamics have changed in a way that now you know that if somebody is searching about your organization, what they'll usually do is that they'll search that particular keyword on Google. They'll go on Google, they'll search, put your name and then they'll search about it, right? So how do these, so how this usually works is that we help them increase the traffic on their website through integrating the links. So if you have a website, you have a LinkedIn ka URL, you have social media account, you have anything whatsoever you have. So you integrate these links on your digital articles, on your digital portals, and you get traffic on your website. So that's the one way of getting indirect leads. So what we are currently doing is that we are dealing in all things digital. So it has evolved in a way where brands have become more vigilant, where consumers have become more vigilant. They only want to consume content, they only want to see things that are relatable, that can actually drive results. Nobody cares about, okay, if you are, like I said that, can you imagine Shah Rukh Khan doing a movie on a social issue? No, we have always seen him doing a rom-com, but he's doing it just because he understands the consumer, he understands the audience. He knows audience wants to see him, see that kind of relatable content. So that's the kind of evolution we are talking about. The consumers are way too smart right now. You cannot mislead them. You cannot say, okay, we are launching this campaign. They will not see unless you drive results. You actually show them something that they want to see and that they can relate to. So we, coming from agency background, serving almost 200 plus clients, 200 plus startups right now. So what I have learned, what I have experienced is that with time, like a time will come when these brands will only talk about ROI based results. They will not talk about, see, content has become the king. So पहले people used to say जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. So now it has transformed to जो ज़्यादा दिखता है वो ज़्यादा बिकता है. So it's not like that right now. So it is like कि whatever you're showing, it should have a message attached to it. It should have that personal connection, that relatability that your audience can relate to.
Right. Thank you, Shagun. I think you have been bringing up some important points like getting backlinks to your site and increasing the domain authority and all that. While you were speaking, I was getting gestures to close this quickly. So with your permission, I'll quickly wrap up this session with a few closing comments, right? Otherwise, there was a lot to talk about. Shah Rukh Khan and his iconic 2020 Cadbury's campaign that used AI and all that. So let me just quickly wrap up this session. And you have heard all the panelists, so I'm not going to be repetitive. Just just to put our discussion into perspective today and give a macro view, in 2020 and 2019, we witnessed this extraordinary phenomena of the pandemic. The world changed after that. So did marketing, so did PR. And one word that defines that change better than anything else is digitization, right? So there are just, I think, two key transformational elements emanating out of digitization that we alluded to today in some way or the other. One is, brand centricity has totally transformed into customer centricity. As I was saying, obsession with the consumer is the new normal. And a key fallout of this and what we have been discussing is that inbound marketing has taken center stage. That's a key fallout. And the second and the final thing is a 360-degree view of the consumer is possible today. Thanks to technology, thanks to AI, today you can dissect the consumer from head to toe. A key fallout of this is immersive conversations that marketeers and consumers can have today. Marketeers today are increasingly warming up to the fact that increased or higher level of understanding of the consumer leads to unprecedented levels of engagement with the customer. So with this thought, I'll wind up quickly and in the interest of time. And I must thank you all for being patient listeners. Thank you.